everyone, how's it going? It's me, Jaylene, also known as Fem4. Today I have this really fun topic here. I've been asked by actually many supporters of mine to talk about this topic, so I'm very excited today to talk about the beautiful subject of sex with disabilities. Woot woot! I have 5 amazing questions and answers I want to actually discuss with you all about this important topic. Woot woot! Times 2. I reached out to a couple different people here about this topic as I kind of wanted to give a little bit more voice to the people who have a little bit more experience being sexy with a disability at play. I have 2 beautiful guest contributors here who have shared with me their answers that I think are really important for all of us to learn whether you have a disability or not. One of these 2 people is named Ryann. Her social links are below. She's a registered nurse who's majored actually in human sexualities, coolly enough, and she also is a really huge disability advocate. And as well, we do have a social media inspiration who likes to talk a lot about living your best life with a disability, but she would like to remain anonymous. Alright, let's roll out these questions I have asked them for you to think about. Number 1, what things do you do to feel sexy in your own skin? Here is Ryan's answer. I feel the absolute sexiest when I'm modeling or dancing on stage in some way. Living with a progressive disability makes self-image difficult, and I deal with a lot of body dysmorphia because of it. When I'm modeling or on stage speaking, singing, dancing, or whatever, I feel in control of my body, and living with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome can easily make one feel very much out of control. I always hate wearing clothes, a trait I inherited from my nudist grandparents, and no, I'm not kidding. Just moving in my own skin and really feeling connected to my body helped me feel quite sexy. Amazing. Let's go on to the answer from my anonymous contributor. I love to turn up the music and dance in front of the mirror. Moving to music in whatever way my body allows makes me feel so confident and powerful. I also like to emphasize my favorite parts of my body with makeup or clothing and highlight those parts. For example, playful eyeshadow that draws attention to my beautiful eyes, or tank tops that show off my shoulders. I also love soft, silky material that feels good on my skin and I can move in easily. Getting a safe sun-kissed glow by spending time outdoors in the fresh air really makes me feel my best. One thing I love about this answer is that kind of both of them felt a little bit similar in terms of they like to move and they like to dance and just get into their own body space. Question number 2. What do you think is your biggest challenge with your disability in terms of exploring your sex life? The answer from Ryann: I have a lot of nerve damage issues in my pelvic area because of my constant hip subluxations. Because of this, it's extremely difficult for me to reach orgasm, which led me to fake it for years. A lot of us do. It's taken me years to break the habit and break down those walls I've put up around sex, gender, and sexuality. Now that I'm trying to reach out and educate others who may find themselves in the same complicated relationship with their bodies and sexual proclivities due to disability. She actually has this really cool video series called Dildos and Disabilities as well, if you want to go watch it. And now for the anon answer. I think the biggest challenge was in my younger years as I became a teenager and a young adult, and I wanted to explore my sexuality more and have intimate encounters, just like everyone else. I think I had more hesitations probably because of some internalized ableism that was subconsciously telling me disabled people were less sexual beings. I never saw disabled people in movies or books or magazines being desired or playing active characters in a steamy storyline. I know for myself, I never saw that either. I felt like disability and sex was a taboo subject and assumptions were made that I wasn't having sex or I wasn't interested in sex. Disabled people are far too often infantilized. Then I worried that I'd try extra hard to show that I was and could be sexual, and in doing so was afraid I'd come across desperate or be taken advantage of. Prior to meeting my husband, it was difficult to find opportunities to explore my sexual curiosities while still feeling safe and respected. One of the biggest things that I got from both these answers is that there's a huge assumption still that people with disabilities carry this ability to not have sex or enjoy pleasure as well, which, as you can see plainly here in their answers, it's quite the contrary. Let's move on to question number 3, shall we? Are there any extra precautions partners should take mentally, emotionally, or physically when having sex or being intimate with a person with disabilities? Ryan's answer is precautions. I would say you need to prepare to have your mind blown because living with a disability causes one to think outside of the box in all aspects of life. Oh heck yeah, I like it. Kidding, sort of. Anyway, I don't think there is any extra precautions one should take with a disabled partner that they shouldn't already be taking with all partners. Obtaining consent, turn-ons and turn-offs, and maintaining open lines of communication during sex so both partners feel comfortable letting each other know what feels good. And now the answer from Anon. Like non-disabled people, the disability community is so diverse that I don't even know if I can say there are particular precautions that I would always apply. Maybe just being mindful that many disabled people do get bombarded with overt and implicit messages from society that tell us we aren't desirable or capable or worthy of sexual intimacy. And so a little extra positive reinforcement that is honest and sincere couldn't hurt. Heck yeah, I vouch for that. Question number 4. What would you like people out there who do not have a disability to know in light of having sex with a person with a disability? Ryan's answer is, being disabled means facing your body head on. We have to deal with knowing exactly how our body moves and works, and in order to maneuver in this very inaccessible world. Having to face our bodies in this way makes us acutely aware of touch and what feels good and what doesn't. As you can imagine, that tends to make a person a better lover. On top of that, some of the horniest people I've met have been disabled. Coincidence? Well, I guess you have to find out for yourself. The answer from Anon is, disabled people can't have sex. Disabled people like sex as much as non-disabled people do, and that can be amazing sexual partners they can be. As with non-disabled partners, communication is key. Don't assume a disabled partner can't do something or that a certain position won't work. If you're both interested in exploring each other's sexuality and you're not sure of something, ask and listen. Get creative, be open to suggestions. One thing I'll know about this is that sex really is a huge creation that happens between people whether you have a disability or not. Last but not least question is, what word of advice would you tell other people with disabilities in terms of how to embrace your sexuality and your authentic self? Answer from Ryann is, a lot of people with disabilities, myself included, have at some point has issues with sex or sexuality because of the light in which society paints us. Disabled bodies are not generally portrayed in a sexual light at all. It is hard to feel sexy in a body that you've only seen in the media as a quirky best friend or the inspiring disabled kid. But disabled bodies are beautiful, sexy, and absolutely deserving of pleasure. Find out what makes you feel sexy. Explore your own body and learn to love it just the way it is. Only then will you be able to show a partner or partners what touches bring you pleasure. Many people experience pleasure differently after the onset of disability. Lack of sensation below the belt? Try other erogenous zones. Make a game out of it. Everyone deserves to feel sexy and pleasured. If you want to learn more about erogenous zones, be sure to watch my video. Answer from Anon, you are absolutely worthy and deserving of exploring your sexuality. Don't get caught up in traditional beauty standards. Those are boring anyways. There's so much beauty and sexiness and confidence and loving yourself. I agree. And everyone likes different things. The differences in the way our body move and our shape and mobility devices can actually lead to even more creativity and excitement when being intimate. Let the world see how much you love yourself and don't compromise on what feels right and good for you. Well, there you have it, people. All the answers to know about sex with people with disabilities. Huge thanks to both the contributors on their time of answering my questions, as well as be sure to go follow Ryan's social media links below because she has a lot of really great topics there as well. And be sure to go to my website if you're wanting to explore a little bit more about your own authentic sexuality with a one-on-one coaching call with me. Link is below. And if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe, baby. Thanks for watching, everyone. It is me, Fem4.